Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 23rd of April 2016 live stream. My name is Birdtross, and we are here every week on twitch.tv/Birdtross to bring you some live gaming action. Man, I sound like a pretty cool advertiser right now, and I just ruined the professionalism. So today, we're going to be playing some more TC5 in the TC5 single-player Let's Play world. It's been a while since I actually did any meaningful work on here and made a video. Sorry about that, just haven't had the motivation to actually log in and play. Anyway, just before, we were listening to Red Eyes is the name of the song, made by Zombie Hyperdrive as a part of their album that literally just came out in the last couple of days, Hyperion. You can go ahead and check that out on their Bandcamp page. Just type in, probably just Zombie Hyperdrive. Would be good enough, maybe, possibly, to get you there. Anyway, let's go ahead and change over to the live video game feed, or I decided to hop in game there just to save a little bit of time. So it looks like the last thing I was doing, as I recall, was actually just in here, looking at everything and figuring out what essentials I actually needed, just to make the place look all nice and topped up. It looks like we're a little low on exonomies, penaltatio, fabrico, a little bit low on potentia. Do I have any spare potentia around? Let's have a look. One chest. Potentia, I've got a little bit of potentia here. Hey, Speaker's Mind, how's it going? Welcome along. You can hear that car, can't you? I think you can hear that car. Whoopsie-doopsie-daisy. How am I gonna do this? Yeah, you can't quite... It's like I need, if I need to inject Essentia into the system, I need a way of injecting it, don't I? I need like a filler in the middle of the room, actually. That's a good idea. Let's see, where's my fillers? Cause it's a filler. I don't have any fillers left. Okay, I'm gonna have to, steal one. Yeah, I've only got the 6. I need to make a couple more. I guess that's something we can get up to today. Possibly make a couple more of these fillers. So if I just put that in the middle of the room. Yeah, that's the middle of the room, and then stick that on. That'll go to the right spot, right? Dope. Yeah, that's going to the right spot. Looks like it's actually... No, it is going to the right spot. Okay, that works, and then that'll probably start going into the void jar if I had to guess there as well. So we've got a Ghastykins. See if I can quickly snag that guy. I am killing the ghasts now to get their ghast tears. Hey man. Are there 2 of you? Alright, so that's that. Now there's another ghast around somewhere. No idea where, but I'll catch him one of these days. Oh, what was that? Alright, anyway, back in here. And that's that empty, so that works. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that there. Why not? Alright, so that's the potentia sorted out. That's the wrong chest for that. That goes back in here. Yeah, I brought some stuff over just to fill up the jars, and I've got some bones here. I can't remember what I was breaking the bones down for. Mortus, I guess. Yeah, I need a little bit of mortus. Could do with a little bit more spiritus there as well. Oh, somebody told me that I've been pronouncing Jolum wrong this entire time. I've forgotten how they said it. I've forgotten what they told me. It was in one of my videos. I'd have to check the my email. Could do with a bit more Volatus, definitely, actually. Could always do with more Ordo. What do I use to break down Spiritus? Gastiers, funnily enough. And that gets Exonomies as well. Actually, okay, yeah, looks like there's a whole heap of it stuck up there. What's it doing there? Goodness me. Alright, get some of this. Don't put it in there. I don't put Elementum in here anymore. Okay, so that stays in there. Man, look at all those gastiers. That's cool. So I need to, like, stick these on there. See, that should work. Yep. So we need way more of these fillers. Cause it's a filler. Filler night. So that goes in there. And this, well, the Spiritus can't get out because these fillers, the way that these fillers work is that they'll basically see anything that's in front of them and basically right on right angles with them, so it'll see something where I'm standing as well. Nothing behind it though, and because the Spiritus jar is behind it, can't see it, so let's move that filler. Where'd it go? Crap, I've lost a filler. Oh, there it is. Stick that over there. There we go. That's the Spiritus coming out of there. So that'll fill that jar up and start going into there, presumably. Oh, are we doing so? Not really. Oh, whatever. Okay then, so that is pretty much that plan sorted out there for now. I would like to get a bit more... I have labelled the stream aura manipulation, haven't I? So I guess I need to do a bit of that. Let's actually leave these things here because I'd like to burn them down at some point. And let's get going. Let's get back into the... back over to the base. Always need more aurum. Yep. And taking lots and lots and lots of damage from those guys. Hey Harley, how's it going? I think that's a welcome back, I'm not too sure. How's it going? I think I said how's it going twice. That's something that I do. I need to fix this hole. There are so many things in this world that I just haven't fixed. Like there are creeper holes right here. That's like obviously a creeper hole. A lot of that kind of stuff I think we just need to just get around to just do it, you know what I mean? Pick all that up. Well, apparently that's getting stuck on the old lily pads there. I didn't think that was possible, but apparently it is. Now I'm very low on sugarcane right now, so I am trying to collect as much of it as I can. I only got 4 right there. Okay, let's get the old one. Normally I get like 8, so I'll actually just quickly go back and check what's up with that. Just dump off the old info. What do we got? Any hidden dudes? Not that I can see. I guess it wasn't fully ready to harvest or something. It is a welcome back. Fantastic. Alright, so... what was I gonna do? Dirt. My dirt is stored in here. How is the stream looking? I'm noticing that my little OBS overlay thingy... like, you know how there's this green... For those people who stream, you know there's that green square that you're supposed to have? It's turning orange and red a lot. It started doing this recently, I don't know why. But yeah, I just wanted to ask if the stream actually looks okay. I'm only showing like 7 dropped frames, which is like 0.03%, so pretty small. But I just worry about the visual quality for you folks. Hopefully things will be alright. That's one hole down. And the other one's right here. Yeah, looks like I just basically went over top with this one. And we'll go here, we'll touch it up a bit as well. Got one piece of dirt left. Did I only really bring the 1 stack? What a stingy guy. Stingy. You stream on the PS4? Well, that's cool. I wish I had enough money to pick up a PS4. Not sure what games I'd play on it, to be honest. I haven't actually played on a console in a very long time. I've got like... what, I've got like 7 PS2s behind me right now. I could turn my webcam on and show them to you. Alright, so... things to do in the world. There are many things to do. Many things. One of the things that we need to do is get the aura situation up and running. Now, as you guys should know if you've been following this series, every chunk in Minecraft, in a Thaumcraft modded world, every chunk in the game has a specific or a certain amount of aura. And when I hold my thermometer like this, you can see this gauge up here. That's kind of showing you a general overview of your aura. And then you can press F to get specific looks. I'm not quite sure what those 2 points in the top left mean of that gauge. I'm guessing that that's kind of normal, is what it is. And we actually have a little bit of wheatium in here. Okay, not very much, but that's enough for it to manage. Now, one of the important things to remember that I'm not sure if is talked about in the Thaumonomicon is that the actual aura between chunks is transferred. You know, they kind of equilibrate, if that is the right word. Is fun and boring at the same time. There's another creeper hole. And I've got this thingy right here. What does it say about aura and stuff in the con? It's been a while since I read it. The aura is a field of magical energy prevalent throughout the world. Its origin is unclear, but some believe it's the accumulated life force of living beings, while others believe it to be merely another type of energy, seeping in from some other place. The last theory seems to be most likely, as the aura is often found surrounding a node of concentrated mystical energy known as an aura node. The aura has varying levels of energy for each primal. The primal aspects is what it's talking about there. For example, auras near water often have more aqua, while those in a desert would have more igneous. That's kinda true, but it's not like you find exclusively aqua nodes, you know, in the ocean. Like, you find all kinds of nodes, but I guess they're kind of slightly more common, but not nearly as much as that paragraph implies. The aura varies from chunk to chunk based on this. Yes, so the a node of a specific type will influence the amount of vis, is what it's called, the amount of vis that's actually in the aura. If the aura in an area or chunk becomes depleted, then aura will flow in from neighboring areas that have high energy values. So yeah, they'll just kind of balance out, equilibrate. Equalize is the word Azanor uses. They'll flow in neighboring areas that have high energy values. The levels will never quite equalize, as the aura acts more like an ocean of thick glue than water, but they will balance out over time. It takes a long time. The aura can also become tainted and gain the Wheatium or flux aspect. Flux is thicker and tends to gather more in discrete areas before flowing into neighboring chunks. And auras that fall too far away below their base levels can also generate flux, yes. So, the point that I'm trying to make is that the aura, basically, in order to be good to the environment as a thaumaturge, we should be looking after our aura. And one of the ways that you can do that is by having a bunch of nodes around, specifically pure nodes. I wonder if I can actually read about these really quick. They should be in here. It sort of adds pages about them. There's actually more about these. If you tap directly, directed how quickly it will replenish the aura. Okay, not sure if I knew that, but yeah, bigger nodes work better, obviously. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, this is what I want to read about here. So the pure nodes are always a welcome find. They slowly remove any flux from the surrounding aura, though this seems to weaken and eventually destroy them. I'm not sure if that's what I read. My interpretation is that if you've got a bunch of nodes around, they'll actually, it'll feed into the aura a little bit. But apparently, it seems like this guy, they just clear out flux. No, I do have flux around, but I've got a bunch of these pure nodes around here already. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you want to have a healthy aura, just have a bunch of pure nodes. So how do you get pure nodes? What you have to do is you have to chop down silverwood trees. Silverwood trees are what you need. I've already got a bunch of silverwood logs right here from my adventures, and I've actually got even more downstairs. I've probably got enough to fill an entire chest. I like to just keep one as an emergency backup because they're pretty rare things. And let's do something like that. So 17, sweet 17 is the one number that we're starting off with today. Basically, I want to feed these nodes. We've got a node up here that's, not sure if you can see that. It's a 26 IO is what that guy is. So I want to feed this thing. I want to make it as big as I possibly can, and so you feed it smaller nodes, because 26 is kind of vulnerable right now. I'd like to make it a little bit better. So, let's see. Whereabouts is the node? It's kind of like right here. So I basically want to try and move it over this way, so I had the right idea. If I plant it like, say, here, that should be okay, right? Or was planting it there? I guess we'll see. So if I go ahead and grow this guy up, maybe we'll get lucky and get a node right off the bat. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, that's how you generate pure nodes, is you plant silverwood trees. You kind of have to get lucky with it actually generating a pure node. We weren't this time around, so we're going to keep going here and chop this guy down and plant another one. And that's how we do it. Minecraft is fun, but boring at the same time. It depends on your interpretation, doesn't it? You basically, if you want to have fun in Minecraft, you kind of need to focus on what you find enjoyable about the game, because it is it is just a sandbox game, so you can just like focus on whatever the heck you want. Man, did this tree just drop 4 saplings on us? That's the best that I've ever had. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Don't complain about that. That's great. Awesome stuff. But yeah, so for example, like, you might not like farming or something, but you do like redstone. So, I don't know, perhaps you just play in creative mode in that example, and you don't have to worry about food, but you have this nice super flat environment ready for making redstone and stuff like that in. So, you know, there are different ways to play the game. I think most people, though, do just like the survival aspect of it, to be honest. Just kinda making it on your own. At least I do. That's my personal favourite way to play. And then, of course, there are the people as well, like me, that actually like to spice things up a bit by adding a couple of mods into the mix as well to add some more items, do some more things, and just kind of change really the way the whole game plays. And the prime example of that would be Thaumcraft. That changes a lot of things in Minecraft. So really, there shouldn't really be any reason for people to not enjoy the game, I don't think, because you can kind of make it your own way. It's going to be a little bit more poetic about the situation. I mean, there are definitely times, like recently, where I haven't actually really had the motivation to log in and play on the Minecraft world. I've had a couple of people ask me about why I haven't been making any YouTube videos lately. I don't think I've made one in like the last week. It's just because I'm just not really finding the motivation to hop in and play. You know, because most of the time I tend to record at night here, and so I'll sort of just sit there at night and think, oh, I don't really feel like making a Minecraft video tonight, so I just won't, and then you won't get a video tomorrow. Because I tend to believe that the best time to record a Minecraft video is when you're in a good mood, because if you're in a good mood, the people watching are going to be in a good mood too. If you make videos when you're in a bad mood, people will be able to tell. You'll just be like, today we're going to be doing some Thaumcraft, yay! Interestingly though, I never seem to have a problem with live streaming Minecraft. I think it's just because it's just so much more, well, the way that I treat my live streams is just a very relaxed, talk-back atmosphere with the fans and stuff. That's how I like to do it. Although I'm noticing not really a whole lot of talk-back is happening right now. Is anything that I'm saying resonating with anyone in the chat? Or are we all just kinda in relaxation mode? I know I like being in relaxation mode. Ooh, let me just grab a quick drink, guys. My voice is starting to get a little sore from all the talking, ironically. There we go. So last night, I decided to watch a movie that I haven't watched in a long time. Can anyone guess what it is? I'll give you a couple of hints. It's a space movie. It's set in space. Well, yeah, it is set in space. That's kind of enough of a hint in that regard. And I guess I'll give you another main hint. It's got the name of it is 2 words. Now, hopefully we get some more saplings here. Man, that tree they gave us 4 was pretty good. Boop. Boop-a-doop. 14-hour shift at work. Holy crap, man. That is kind of insane. Relax mode, fair enough. I know a lot of people like to be in relax mode. I like being in relax mode. Unfortunately, if I wanted to be... Like, if you want to be like a full-time YouTuber, you can't relax. Being a full-time YouTuber is a pretty big job. Oh, you haven't changed your name. Okay. Yeah, I didn't just like want to change the subject and be like, who are you? But yeah, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Now I know who I'm talking with. I think you have to... I'm not sure if you can, like, change your name in Twitch. You probably just have to make an entirely new account, would be my guess. Hey, there we go. That's a node. Okay, that's pulling the air one, and that's good. What is that? Is that a... Looks like an auto node. Let's see what it makes. So did that finish eating it, or what? It's up really high now. I have to, like, jump to see what it is. Let's put down some of these logs so that I don't have to jump and waste harness, because using the harness takes vis out of the ore, so I don't really want to use it. Yeah, my goal is to basically move this air node into the middle of our area. So that's now a 30 air node. That's very nice. That's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, we need to, like, get this ore node down. So I think the best way to do that would be to move the elevation level down of where I actually plant the sapling. Ooh, so I'm not sure if... No, I don't think I've talked about this at all. I don't normally like to share about my personal life too much, I don't think, in the YouTube videos, because I've asked a couple of times if the people are sort of interested in... Oh, it's picking up those guys too, even though they're not connected. If people are interested in, like, sort of hearing about my personal problems, and the general response that I've got is that not really a lot of people are interested in that. You're still kind of here for the Thaumcraft. Give us the Thaumcraft or go away, sort of thing. But you know what, I think I am just going to kind of go out on the limb here and talk about my personal problems today. So, employment. You need a job in this world. Something that you kind of sort of had to learn about. You've got becoming a man, as it were, becoming an adult, entering the adult world. It's not a nice place. It is not a very nice place. The world sucks. Oh, hey there, Master Jedi Digger, how's it going? If that's a welcome back, I believe so. Yes, so... Oh! Hello. Okay, just try doing that, please. No aura nodes for you. Yes, so... I do technically have a job at the moment, but it's only a job that I only work 1 or 2 nights a week. It's just a kitchen hand job at a local restaurant. It's nothing really to speak of. It's not glamorous, but it does help pay the rent. So I have been looking for other work. I have also been looking for work in kitchen hand jobs that do more hours. That have more hours on them, I should say. But it's not really what I'm trained. I'm actually trained as a microbiologist and / chemist. That's what I kind of went to school for 2 years of my life to do. We have the... I'm not sure if you guys know the term polytechnic. It's kind of like an the term polytechnic overseas. I'm not sure if you guys have that. It's basically like a... not quite as a good version as a university or college, I think you the Americans say. You work at a restaurant as well. Yeah, sometimes I work as a waiter. Most of the time, I'm just doing the kitchen hand stuff. It's only when it gets really busy there. So what was I saying? Yes, so I'm trained as a scientist. Primarily, is what I do. And I had last week on Monday, I had a job interview for a science job. And that was the last science job interview that I've had for quite some time. And I don't really get very many job interviews is the thing. You apply for a lot of jobs, but most of them will just come back and say, no, we don't need you because, you know, somebody much more qualified got the job or something. Before even getting to the interview process, so I was kind of excited to get the interview for this one. The job title was Quality control lab technician. So basically the company, they're a company that sort of, their premises, their factory, their factory that they have was on the outskirts of the big city that's near here. I don't live in the big city, I live in like a small farming town, because there are a bunch of small farming towns around this main city here in New Zealand. Yeah, so I live in one of those towns. Anyway, but yeah, but their factory was on the outskirts of the big city, kind of on the other side, basically, of where I live around the city. And basically what they did is they make intermediate products for the pharmaceutical industry. I'm just trying to remember, because ever since I got the no from them, I've kind of forgot about them almost. Yeah, they do pharmaceuticals. That's magnet. Oh, did I get a node, by the way? How are you now? 30? I'm not even really checking if there's a node in these trees. Yeah, so they work in the pharmaceutical industry, and they send a lot of their stuff overseas. They make basically just a lot of intermediate products. I'm just trying to remember some of the stuff. Not that it really matters, because I'm sure most of you are scientifically illiterate. Yeah. Colic acid was one of their main ones. Anyway, oh, looks like we've got another node that looks to be an air node. Is that pulling that one down? Not really. There seems to be like this thing where it's like with gravity. Oh no, there it is. It is getting pulled down. Was that a Lux node that I just ate? I hope so. It'd be cool if this like turned into a Lux node or something. So that's now a 34. That's fantastic. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's exactly what we want. So that like it doesn't die, basically. Yeah, so the air, you can see the air here is now a little bit bigger. That's really good. I want to keep going though. I guess I just need to talk about the job interview more itself. So well, I guess the job position. The position, it was basically just sort of what I've trained for, right? It's just kind of a basic job, basic lab job, working at a bench. Quality control, so it's like you're basically just testing. They'll send in a bunch of samples for testing, and so you'll basically just throw them into a bunch of machines, write down the data, put it in their computer system, and send it off. And if there's anything that doesn't quite make the grade, that's when some alarm bells get raised. But like that would almost never happen. I guess like most of the time you would just do your job and to do the testing, and it would be fine. I always have a hard time talking about stuff like this because I need to focus on the game. I'm not really too well versed in actually trying to multitask like this. Lux would be amazing. It would be really good. I do have some Angus nodes around, so I can, use the Lux, the harness a little bit more liberally. Is that the right word? Than I normally would. A little more freely. Ah! What's up with my frame rate? Frame rate's kinda low, game. So where's my tree? It's right there, apparently. I planted the sapling already? You can just leave the saplings, you don't have to hit them with the hoe of growth if you don't want. I actually went back inside to dump some stuff off. Do I have any spare chests? You see what I mean? It gets so distracted pretty easily within the world. That's just one of my shortcomings as a human. I get distracted so easily. That's a lot of quicksilver. Dirt. Got a little bit of dirt from somewhere. And yeah, we'll go ahead and throw this wood downstairs. Silver wood, it's extremely rare when you start the game. But as soon as you've basically got to the point where I am now, it's just so ridiculously common that I am using it as my main wood for crafting at the moment. And I'm still just getting more and more and more because you need those pure nodes, and this is the only real way to grow them. At least in the vanilla game. Vanilla Thaumcraft game. Anyway, this job. So I send in the cover letter. Well, there's another Terra node. You make the cover letter. You customize the cover letter, and you actually customize your CV as well. So that could make Birdtross. That'd be really good. No, I don't think it made Birdtross. No, it hasn't eaten it yet. Eat it. Just eat it. Just eat it. Oh, there it goes. So what did that make? That's 38. Yeah, so that went up 4 again. Just constantly feeding this thing. Yeah, so you make your cover letter. And then I was very happy to hear back. I can't remember if they rang me or not. Yeah, that's right, they did ring me. They rang me to say to arrange the time for the interview. So it was going to be 9:30 in the morning on a Monday. Oh man. I just realised I'm dropping frames, guys. Is it looking bad? Not a huge amount. Have a hand mirror on hand at all times. Allows me to drop. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, but I haven't got the magic mirror in this LP yet. So that's why I'm doing that. It's just like when you're playing by yourself with Thaumcraft, you can just go through and do all of the research in one day. But that doesn't make a very good YouTube video when you just come on. I know a couple of YouTubers will just be like, hey guys, I got the research done. Now it's time to just make all the things. And I'm like, it's not really, I don't feel like that's the way that Azanor would have intended the mod to be played. I would have imagined him being like, you like the way that I do it basically, where you just do the research for one item, you read about it, you learn about it, you craft it, and then you begin using it. And then you move on to the next item. And so that way there's kind of a progression. It's just, because that's just who I am as well. I can't really do a lot of stuff in one big go like that because I get bored. Basically. Anyway, what was I talking about with the job? Yes, so I got the job interview 9:30 Monday. Now, first of all, the problem with that 9:30 Monday, or 9:30 in general, that is the time that I normally wake up. See the world for the first time in the day. Hello! Because, I do a restaurant job, right? So you work at night, mostly. Oftentimes I'll get home at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, you sleep in late. So, for that day, you have to get up. I can't remember what time I got up now. Maybe like 7:30, 8 o'clock, just to make sure I had plenty of time. Oh, that's right, and I'm just remembering as well another detail. For the job interview, there were 3 people there. They said, oh no, they sent an email, that's right. They like, after the phone call, they sent me an email with all the details and stuff of like, specifically the address of their premises, which I already knew because I looked it up on their website. But they had directions and stuff. Because this place is, it has like a security fence on it, so you have to get buzzed in. Like there's a gate, and you have to, like at Macca's or wherever where you take away, and there's like that thingy, that intercom you have to pull up to. They had one of those. And that's how you get inside. And so anybody who doesn't have any business there just doesn't get in. Yeah, so they told me how to get through that, which was cool. Yeah, so it was 3 people. They had, it was weird. They had the human resources manager person, which is basically just the person that I guess that's the person that deals with the clients for the company. They were at the interview. I'm not sure why. My guess is that they would be there to, like, tell what kind of person you are, what kind of personality you have or something. See if you're a good fit, just get their input. Oh, there's another node. Let's see if it makes Birdtross. I'm just moving back. My chair got deflated. The chair's getting a little old, so the hydraulic thing that holds it up deflated. Wait, did that make a... It looks a slightly different color. What is it? It's a Lux node now! Oh, damn. That is awesome. Can Lux combine with like a primal to make a tier 3? Let's see. Lux. Wakwas to make Tenebrae, but that's a tier 2. Yeah, it's only going to combine with Wakwas, so... Unless I wanted to make a Wakwas node over somewhere else and then try my luck at getting a Tenebrae. Tenebrae would be really nice, because then that's 3 aspects of that services. So, the cool thing about this pure node is that basically now, if I get my thermometer out, we should start seeing the Ignis in the ore start to really pick up as well. And because, of course, the harness uses Ignis and Ire, so that's a fantastic node because Ignis and Ire is what that's made of. Even though there was Terra that went in. Maybe it turned into a Lux node already and I just didn't even notice. Anyway. What was I talking about the job interview? Now, in hindsight, sort of once they got back to me with the no thing, they told me that this was actually a very bad look, but I thought it would have been a cool idea to take some notes with me. You know, like take a little, what do you call it, like one of those little clear booklet things. You know, that's like made of plastic and it's see-through and it's got like a nice, friendly colour. It was green, the one that I had. And I basically just had a bunch of printouts that I had. And I realised in hindsight it might have been a cool idea to actually print out the job advertisement. You know, the job ad, the thingy. Because they did ask me some questions about that, which I'll get to. But apparently, like the one that I had that had some notes on it, like about some of the questions that I was expecting, they told me that that was a bad look to be referring to your notes like that. And I thought that would be kind of cool, kind of showing that you've prepared. You know, you've prepared for the interview, you know what questions you're going to get asked, and maybe you don't know the answers off the top of your head, but at least you prepared for them. Like, they can't expect me to remember stuff. Anyway, no, I was talking about who was actually there at the interview. Man, I'm so all over the place about this. I'm so sorry, but at least I'm talking about something. So we had the human resources person, and then the second person that was there was... she was the person that was just going to be the manager person, like the boss, quote-unquote. Your day-to-day boss person. They didn't really introduce themselves as such, I just kind of guessed that from the job titles that I got in the email when they got back to me. But yeah, at the interview, as I said, they didn't specifically say, but it was kind of obvious. Okay, how big is this node now? I gotta stand up there, stand by me. It hasn't been eaten yet. Soon you'll be eaten. So that's a 49, so that went up another 4. So that's a pretty nice node right there. Now I'm just gonna... We'll leave that node there for now. And we'll work on another... node. Because that node's big enough that I'm not gonna worry about it dying anytime soon. And there was the other person that was there... What was his name? Like the lead research associate or something. Basically, the leader of the research team. Because they did have an R&D department. And basically the way that I envisioned it is that this is the guy that's like the highest ranked guy there that wears a lab coat. Because obviously you've also got like your suits and stuff. But you know, they just deal with the corporate admin stuff. Not really relevant to the position. So those 3 guys, no, well it's actually 2 ladies and a dude. Those 3 were there. Now the interesting thing is that I do recall that they actually had notes there as well. They told me, the human resources person who got back to me told me that it was a bad look. But I specifically remember seeing them there with notes and stuff. So I'm just like, you hypocrites. First of all. But yeah. Just the thing about it, the reason that I think I didn't get the job is because they asked me some questions that I wasn't really prepared for. Like one of the questions that they asked me, and you guys can tell me this as well for those of you who've been to job interviews and stuff. They asked me, or they said, you know, they sort of pointed out the fact that I have been working in the hospitality industry, I guess you could say, the restaurant industry for a couple of months now. It's been a while since I had my last science job, because I actually did have a science job before this, so I'm not like completely new. Now they asked me what I've done in science since then. And my answer to that was pretty much nothing. And, you know, and obviously that's not a very good answer. I didn't really think about that at the time until they got back to me and said, you know, you really need to kind of be involved in the scientific community somehow, whether it being increasing your education or even just reading some of the literature, just trying to do something to keep involved and keep yourself knowledgeable and up to speed on what's going on in whatever you're interested in. Which sounds so logical when you say it like that, but you know, I've got hobbies. I like playing video games. Why am I down here? Why am I down here? What am I doing? I chopped down that tree. I think I tried planting another one. Okay, anyway, we've got this Pediditio node here. I say we keep going with this. Let's do this one. Let's make a node here. Oh! See what we get. No nodes this time. It sounds so logical to be involved in your community like that, but I don't know, it's just I have different priorities, I think. I'm still dropping frames and stuff. Sorry that it's kind of peaking like that. I don't think it's too bad. Are you guys enjoying this little kind of me just talking about this? Is this resonating with people? Because I do like to chat with the viewers, guys. I mean, I get the fact that some of you are in relaxation mode. How are we doing? What's like the view count right now? Oh hey, Rathersdom, I believe I've seen you here before, but you're in lurker mode. Whew. What else did they say? Oh, they did say that my cover letter and CV were very good. Which was nice when they got back to me with the phone call. They got back a week later. I'm pretty sure, 9:30 Monday. So they would have started work there, say, 9 o'clock maybe. Possibly 8 o'clock. I know that the job that I was doing, the first job, the science job that I had, I was working, started work at 8. 5 in the morning. Sure relaxing. Okay. Hey, Hunter. What was I saying? I've got to learn to not live on a whim and retain information. It's the bad thing about being a YouTuber, isn't it? Like, YouTube is very toxic to complex thoughts, isn't it? Being a gamer. This is actually something that I realized about myself, just to go off on a complete tangent. Sorry about this. But I was looking up a, I don't know about you guys. but the way that I think, the way that your brain actually works, there are several different ways that people's brains actually work. Now, the reason that, I guess I need to be contextual about this, what was it, like last week sometime, we had a news article, like on the 6 o'clock news, there was a news item that was talking about how gifted children in schools, they don't have enough programs to like support their needs or something, but it got me thinking about, but basically, oh, that's a petty detail node, so that'll be good. Boop. Now, one of those is bigger than the other. 22, 27. Now it's a 26. Cool. No. Something like that. Anyway. Now I could just tell by the way that some of these kids that they had interviewed for that piece were, their mannerisms and stuff, they were kind of similar to me. I didn't want to like brag about it or anything, but I have sort of just known for a while that the way that I think, the way that my brain works, it's not the norm. That I just don't flow that way. And I could, you know, that sort of the way that they were acting and stuff, it was similar to how the way that I go. And it got me thinking. I decided to just sort of look up sort of how my brain works. Well, that's not quite true. I just sort of basically typed into Google. That would make a Gerloom. That'd be really nice to have a Gerloom node. No, you say it differently, that's right. What is it now? Or is it just an in-use node now? What's happening? I think it's an in-use node now. That's kind of disappointing. No, there we go. Pad D2. Okay, I was going to say, because we need something other than in-use. I've got 2 in-uses right there. There's a Lux up there. There's a creeper in the tree. So having a pad D2 around would be good. Now, the way that I think, I need to talk about this. I'm not sure if you guys... if I say that I can think on different, like, planes, different levels, does this make sense to anyone? I'll give you guys, like, an example. So, whenever I'm just kind of... It is actually kind of hard to explain, I guess. Basically, when I'm by myself, I'm sure that you guys do this as well. When you're by yourself, inside of your head you are talking, right? Like there's this one part of you that's sort of like talking inside your head in English. Okay, what's that gonna do? That terror must have been a big one if it was able to pull the Panditio. You talk inside your head, and so that would be like one level of thought. Okay, so that was just the Panditio one there. Okay, now I do that a lot where if I am by myself, like for example if you're trying to go to sleep or something, you do kind of talk. You don't really, it's not like I influence this talking at all. I just sort of things that I'm thinking about, like images or something. Like say for example you just watched a movie, like the one that I watched last night, and the images are going through your head, and you know something you might just be talking about something. I can't even think of any examples of this, but I have had it where you just basically just talk to yourself. Your brain talks to itself, and you as the person are just able to listen in and nobody else is, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's it is kind of hard to explain. If you guys aren't following, I'm sorry, but this is how it happens. Now, anyway, getting into this whole multiple channel thing, so that would basically be like one channel where your brain's just kind of throwing words together, just trying to make sense of stuff that's coming from somewhere else. So I've just implied there that there's like 2 different channels. You've got the one that is like the radio, and then you've got another part that would be like the source. Now, so I'm kind of explaining this in a weird way. Yeah, inner voice trying to sort out a lot of info, just like kind of what I said, like the radio, channel 1. So what's happening there? Will that make a cool node? I don't think so. Just a 37. Perditio. Now another channel that I've got that's almost constantly just humming away to itself, especially when it's very quiet, I am by myself, is music. Like when you get a song stuck in your head and you're doing something else. Yeah. Although it's not like the way that it is with me, it's like it's almost like you are just listening to the song. Except, you know, you're not actually hearing anything. The song is just like playing in your mind. And, you know, you like your brain also does all the little intricacies of that song as well. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard like a live song or something and you've listened to it so many times that you are familiar with like all of the intricacies, like when people breathe and stuff, when music starts, or like guitars change and stuff. The little stuff about the song, like if they are live, you know, they'll often throw in like a "yeah, come on" sort of between verses sort of thing, between lyrics. You know, that'll happen a lot as well, where the brain will throw those in. It's like it's playing an exact copy, but that happens, like especially when like I'm trying to go to sleep and stuff. That'll happen a lot. The music is like its own level, and then I can think about other stuff and do other stuff while this is happening, and it's just kind of there, you know? But you don't have to focus on it, but it's just happening anyway. Okay, come on, do something. That would make a wakwas. If I could like haul that over there and make it to Nipre node, the chances of that would be pretty slim. Because the chances of making a compound aspect node are small anyway, and then the chances of having another compound node, that's only it's only a Perditio now. The chances of taking a compound and another compound and making the next, like a tier 3, pretty much nil. But possible, pretty much nil. And then there's, so with the brain level thing again, then there is another level where you are aware, you are consciously aware that there are all these different levels of your brain working. It's like you can have more than one thought simultaneously, I guess is the best way to explain that. Because you can, like the English language, it's just so flat. You know, a brain, at least my one, don't know about you guys, but it is a multi-leveled structure. You know, there's more than one thing going on in there. And the English language doesn't do a good job of reflecting that. Now, but the interesting that I realize is that, now you remember that channel that I was talking about that is English, that just tries to make sense of what's coming in? One of the things that there is for me, it's like there's this part that's, it feels like it's empty. Like when you consciously think about it like I am right now, it just feels like it is empty. But then when you're not even thinking about it, it gives you like these impulses. I'm trying to explain this for people who might not experience the same thing that I do. It's like it gives you these, it's like you get this just very piercing, clear thought, idea. Just a very clear idea. It's a single pulse, but if you were to string this out into English, like it gets sent to the English-speaking area, you would have to explain it in several words, right? Whatever this idea is. but it exists as one thought. And that is really interesting to me, because that means that, in theory, there is an extremely fast way of communicating with people. It's just that it's inside your head and it's not English. Oh, what would that make? Mortus, that'd be a good node. That'd be a good node to have around. Come on, baby, big money, big money. Mortus, please. Please. Yeah, look, it looks like me and Hunterfly have got sort of the same brain here, guys. Which is kind of cool. Oh, just barely do. Oh well. How big is it now? I kind of want to stop around 50 is pretty good. Okay, 44, so we've got to keep going. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of any other levels to my thought that I would have. And you know how people say that they have like a photographic memory, kind of like that idea area? I think images can come out of there as well, like the idea, the thought that comes out can be turned into an image or something. It's like when at first you don't understand a joke or something. Like that, you don't understand the joke, but then you suddenly get the joke. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And you go, ah. That's a very cool area, and I'm pretty sure that is like an actual thing. I'm pretty sure I've got that nail on the head there with that one. I'm not sure if any of these other things that I'm talking about are like that. So anyway, that's like 3 or 4 different levels that you can have inside your head, and they can all be active simultaneously. At least for me. Which is pretty amazing. But the thing is, and I realized this when I was kind of trying to look up and see if there were, I was particularly looking online to see if there were any kind of like news articles, or not news articles, like literature, journal articles written by philosophical expert dudes. I think that just made a bigger Peditio node. What are you now? 48, very close. Brain needs time to sort thing. Yeah, so when I was looking up this information, I didn't find what I was looking for. But what I did find was kind of like this, this basically kind of like a forum thing, where people were kind of talking about this multiple level thing. And then one person there was talking about something that I didn't even realize until I read it, is that they were saying that when you have a brain that's like this, it's basically, it's just like it's always on, it's always doing something, and it's turbulent. Quite sure how to describe it. It's just not very relaxing to have a brain like that. Like this. And so, and one of the things that they did to relax the brain is actually play video games. Because inside of a video game, the world, by comparison with like the real world, for example, the world is extremely simple. Right? Man, that took a while. The world is a very simple place inside of a video game, and so it is quite literally just relaxing to be in this world that is so simple, that doesn't require very much thought process, and it's just a method of relaxation. And I didn't realize it till I read it, but I think at its core, that is the reason that I play video games. So that I can seek some kind of quiet in my mind. Just let whatever happens in the video game happen, just let its simple rules rule for a little while, before having to return to the real world. What is that 48 story? Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. No pure. Not so many rules that run it. Yeah, exactly. Like, the real world's a complex place. The world of a video game is, by comparison, ridiculously simple. It is literally just relaxing to be here in a very simple place. Your brain doesn't have to tick anywhere near as hard. And so that's why I think people can play video games for hours and hours and hours. Whereas, you know, after like an 8-hour day at work, you're shattered. You know what I mean? Nut time again, nut time again, everybody knows it's nut time again. I'm just trying to think if there are any other levels. Did I cover everything you've got? You've got the area that feels empty, but it's where ideas come from. You've got music. You've got the music level. I'll call it the music level. That's what it is for me. You've got the area where, like, information from the idea center seems to come in and get turned into English, but it's not like you have any control over that English. It's just going. That's probably the area where dreams happen, if I had to guess. As a way to express myself. As you're not very good. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Self-expression? I think that's sort of what YouTube is about it as well. Like, when you try to make YouTube videos, I think that's sort of what that's cottoning on to, rather than using it as a relaxative measure. Anyway, and then you've got the area of your brain that I'll say is like consciousness. That is, it's the area that you're in when you are aware that there are these several different thoughts in your brain happening simultaneously. That's where you are. Where you do have control over the English that you speak. It's really interesting. I'm finding this really interesting. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think it's just so interesting that the actual mind is a very complex place. Still sorting, and when you're playing, brain deletes the useless info. It's not like it deletes it. Basically, when I play a video game and I am, like, for example, I'm playing through Borderlands at the moment. Well, I've gotten back into the original Borderlands. I'm in playthrough like 2, working through the DLC. When I'm playing that and I'm just like by myself, I'm not live streaming, I'm not YouTubing, I'm not like talking to anyone on Skype or Discord or anything. When I'm by myself and I'm playing that game, it's like that part where the ideas come from that speaks English just unintelligibly, and you can listen in on that. It's talking about the game. It's like it's saying things like, well, that was an easy quest. Or it's saying, now all we need to do is head over there and kill some more bad guys, probably. It's saying things like that, and that just seems to be more relaxing than having to deal with the ideas that come from somewhere else. To learn English, your brain translated every word. Yeah, so it's like, I think, from what I've heard, the way that it works for people that speak multiple languages is that, like, there's like a switch in your brain where you can say English or Korean or whatever language you speak. And you just flip the switch and suddenly your entire thought process changes. Auto without translation. Okay. That was for What I'm thinking of there when I say that is that because I've got Lost the TV show, seasons 1 and 2 on DVD, and on one of the special features things, because yeah, I watched the special features for that, they've got one of those commentary things with, I've forgotten her name, the woman who plays Sun. So she's a Korean woman, and she was talking about, like in this episode she was talking about, man, what's up with this guy? Because, you know, her character speaks 2 languages. She was talking about, like, how that works for her. Like, in real life. And she was talking about how that there's a switch that you just flip between Korean and English. And so that's what I was thinking of there. Hi, Tibble No Hern. No Harn. Yeah. That's what that looks like in English. I am so sorry. You guys know, I am culturally insensitive. Culturally insensitive to the max. I do not know what that means. I don't know how to say it. But I do know that in English, it looks like Hi Tibble No Hern. With a backwards R. Oh, that would make Jaloom. Come on, big money. Big money. Big money, big money, big money. Gotta get lucky. Up all night. Waiting for this node. Currently, you're learning Chinese. Completely different from English. If you directly translate Chinese, it comes out as nonsense. To know the meaning of the words. I don't know too much about Chinese. I think the way that it works is that... Well, it's 56 now, so that's good. The way that I think that it works is that each of the, basically every... Like, this is just a complete guess almost, but basically every symbol in the alphabet in Chinese is like... No, like, each of the little things that you draw on a piece of paper... I'm so sorry. The characters... That's like a syllable that you speak. And then you basically just string a couple of the syllables together and that makes a word. So, if you get the wrong syllable in there, the meaning of the word completely changes. Oh, I don't need to make another one. Is that how that works? Have to think to get the real meaning. Right. So I've got an English one there, and there's another English one right here. Well, that one's a little weakling, so we will start right here. Maybe we can like bring those two together or something. Let's try here. Will that interfere with these? I don't think so. Oh, that is how it works. Cool. I should have said correct me if I'm wrong. That's the correct thing to say there. Now, just before I was talking about how there's like this the internet forum thing that was talking about these thought processes. One of the people, and this resonates with me, is that they were saying that the part of you which speaks English that you don't have any control of, that just gets information from multiple sources and just blurts it out in English. That part, it doesn't work instantaneously. Like, you can hear my brain right now. You can hear it, you know, not sort of having the answer immediately, but having to, like, correct itself as more of the information comes in, as more of what you want to say becomes available. Now, this is something that does resonate with me, this idea that the information that comes in is frazzled all over the place, and it has to get processed right? It has to be processed. I'm trying right now and I'm not getting the ideas, you see what I mean? It has to get processed and then have to come out, I think, is that what I want to say? Now, and that can be a very bad thing, because I think something like that, for example, a characteristic like that, that's going to be different for different people. Some people aren't just going to have a problem like that at all, I don't think. Some people will be very quick about it. And the reason that I was just able to blurt that out really quick is because that entire multiple sentences was one thought. You get what I mean? You starting to understand what I mean? For those who maybe don't think in a similar way. Like, because this is, I'm thinking that this is resonating with Hunterfly, but I'm not sure about you other guys watching. Is what I'm saying resonating with you, or are you just going, what the hell is this guy on about? That's not how it is, guy. It's very easy to understand if it's how your brain operates, but if it's not the right way, people are going to get confused, I think. I'm just trying to make it as straightforward as possible to understand. Night time. Time to sleep tonight, warrior. I think we're having a good discussion here. This is healthy discussion. Just fall out of bed. This guy, huh? What's he on about? You ain't know about things like that. Okay, so I guess you're not quite wired the same as me and Hunter then, Master. Yeah, I was a bit worried if I was losing you because you weren't sort of going, yeah, or whatever. Oh, we got a Peditio node. Come on, baby. See ya, Doctor. No! So that's a 23 now. I would like that to change into a compound, to be honest. I want another compound. Compounds are rare. You were washing the dishes before this got a bit too weird and interesting to ignore much longer. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there are multiple levels, other levels of the brain that I can think of right now. Because I feel like there are more. Like I think I got saying before, like a photographic memory sort of thing, but I think that's kind of tied in with the idea center. Is that what I called it before? The idea area. It feels empty, but it just spurts out pure thoughts that sometimes take multiple sentences to explain. I guess there's probably an area of your brain as well that's like, it's kind of like the RAM in a computer, I guess, where it stores information temporarily. Like, because you know how I'm going back and talking about these areas and I'm able to say a lot more information without sorry, brain's pulled a blank there. Without having to do it again. There we go. That took a while. Wonder why that takes a while. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Welcome to the human condition, huh? And you know the interesting as well, the interesting thing about when you have big pauses like that, for me sometimes, I don't know about anyone else, sometimes it's like inside your mind you know exactly what you want to say. Like, because you have the thought, like you have this pure thought, this perfect thought, that needs to be translated into English, but It's taking a while to transfer into English. Oh, come on, make a geoloom node. No! Thank you for honouring my request and making the Thaumium Fortress armor. Happy to help out. I'll take suggestions from the people. Like, the suggestion to get the tree farm going was another suggestion from a viewer, which I haven't actually even looked at the tree farm in a very long time. I guess we'll take a quick look over there. But yeah, there's like an area of your brain that is like the RAM in a computer where you don't have to look up information again. It can be pulled out. And that's the area, that is the area, I know for a fact, a lot of students will try to hide exam information in there. Yeah, I've got my window open and I live on a flat, wide, long road. It is typical asphalt, it is not white asphalt. It's like, you feel like, when your brain lags like that, you feel like that's something that you could fix. You feel like you could improve on that, and maybe you can. There's probably some sort of training that you can do to improve yourself. Like, perhaps, it might be possible to train your brain to, like, think a different way altogether. Like, maybe it's possible for us to think the way Master Jedi does, or for him to think the way that we do, but I don't know, that sounds a bit crazy. Like, we could make like a superhero, the new Marvel superhero guy that can change the way he thinks to solve crime. That's actually not too bad of an idea. Did you guys hear about that new TV show? Stanley's Doctor Strange? No, not Doctor Strange. No, Doctor Strange is the new Marvel movie coming out. That won't make anything. What was it called? Lucky Man? Stanley's Lucky Man. So it's a British TV show. I only watched like one episode because it just wasn't my cup of tea. But I thought it was kind of an interesting concept. You probably need to watch more than one episode to try and get what's going on with that. And all of the other OP superheroes. Yeah, just a superhero that's able to, like, reason with the bad guys. I get where you're coming from, but this isn't the way, dude. Or whatever. Sort of, he would know what to say, because he can think like them. That sounds helpful, right? That sounds pretty helpful to me. Yeah, the world would do better to have more talking and less violence. Yeah, you obviously you can't get the TV show like on typical telly. You have to, like, you know, obtain it through other means. Like, I watched the first episode through other means. Oh, there's this one TV show that I am watching regularly that's, I believe it's in the States. It should be playing The Last Man on Earth. That's a good show, but we don't get the good shows here. Like, every time I look at the TV guide thing that we get just to, like, see what is on television, no. Nothing really good. Like, the only real show that I watch these days is, like, The Walking Dead. Like, any of the other crap that's on, no, I don't watch that. The Walking Dead's good. Nothing else matters, I guess you could say. What are these other means? I'll put it this way, if they wanted to stop you watching it, if they truly wanted to stop you know, the big P word. It wouldn't be as easy. Like, 'cause all you have to do is just type into Google, watch whatever thing it is. Watch Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens online free. Boom. 2,000 search results straight off the bat. I can neither confirm nor deny, Master. Oh right, because Clarkson, the whole thing with Clarkson. Yeah, Clarkson was like carrying that show. If Clarkson leaves, most of the fans are gonna leave too. I've not watched the Top Gear in a long time. The last one I watched had Clarkson in it. They don't make any good TV shows. Oh man. I mean, like, the only real, like, AMC, right? AMC, they're the company that made The Walking Dead. They also made Breaking Bad. They do Better Call Saul. Oh, that's right, Better Call Saul. We didn't. I can't remember if we got that on TV here, but I did. But I did in. Did I watch it through alternative means? I think we had it on our Lightbox. Lightbox is like one of our equivalents of Netflix. It's like a Netflix competitor. Local one. Another of our local competitors is Neon. And then we do have a New Zealand version of Netflix. But I mean, it's shit. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's bad, sorry, in comparison to the US version. So you just kind of trick the system to get yourself a US subscription. It's like, I read an article about that a couple of years ago, how people use proxy servers to subscribe to the US version of Netflix, even though it's not officially supported in their country. It's fine as long as the system thinks your computer's in the US, right? Yeah. And I was sort of also saying that time, they were also saying that the actual Netflix company, I'm not sure what the company is called, I think it might just be Netflix. It's not like those guys, or I would say like 20%, right? 20%, worst case scenario, like 20% of all of your subscriptions to Netflix come from places that they shouldn't, I'll say. Like from overseas or somewhere where the US isn't like officially supported. And imagine being those Netflix dudes. Imagine like being... It's not like they want to stop making money. Like, if you enforced this, if you said, look, we can't give it to you guys because you're not in the US, they would lose like 20% of their income, and nobody wants to stop doing that. So it's not like there's a whole lot of traction to stop this. They're happy to give us the money, we're just happy to just kind of ignore where it comes from. It's kind of like a corporate greed, I guess. It's way cheaper for what you get exactly. It's the way of the future. But yeah, I think just like the way the world is now, like TV. Like I almost watch no TV. As I said, the only TV show that I do watch is The Walking Dead, and even then I don't actually watch it on a television. I will watch it on the television website. We've got like 3 major companies here. We've got TVNZ, and that's just like a homegrown one, and then there's there's another one that's called MediaWorks, I think. MediaWorks, They cover a lot of the media in New Zealand. They do newspapers, they do radio, they do TV as well. They've got a couple of channels. Here they run our channels that are called 3 and 4. I can't remember if they changed. Yeah. And, you know, they do basically almost all the radio and a lot of the newspaper stuff. All of, paper stuff's done by Fairfax. Now, MediaWorks is probably owned by Fairfax or something. And then Fairfax is like a bigger company. And then there's the other one, Sky, which is... And that's the one where you subscribe for like 50 or 60 bucks or whatever it is a month to get the satellite dish on your house that allows you to watch live sport, the Discovery Channel, etc. Like, that's what they call it here. I don't know what that's called overseas, but here that is called Sky. And I think just the company is also just called Sky. Time to read the book. What book is that? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. Unless you're talking about Crimson Rights. Okay, another Lux node? I'll take it, but I didn't want it. That's only a 12 air, man, that sucks. Crimson Rights. Time to read Crimson Rights? I do not agree with you. There is many more things that we should do. There are many more things to do before we delve into the Eldritch tab. I personally don't like taking that research shortcut. Okay, that just made a 36. Crimson Rights, so if you don't... Now, normally what you have to do to unlock the Eldritch tab is that... No way. No. 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 Please no. Okay. I was just about to say, if that added the Eldritch tab right as I just started talking about it, that would have been redonkadonk. But I don't think so. That's supposed to do something up here, isn't it? Not sure. Crimson Rights. Yeah, the Eldritch tab in Thaumcraft is a hidden tab. Now this is spoilers, by the way. Too late for that. There's a hidden tab in the Thaumonomicon called Eldritch. And it's full of the most powerful gear in the mod. You learn about basically everything that you've got, you can upgrade one tier further. Like Thaumium, screw Thaumium, you can make void stuff now. For example, you can have void tools and armor that have a repair enchantment built into them without needing to have the repair enchantment applied, like the infusion tools, the elemental tools they're called now, like the pickaxe of the core and stuff, like what I'm using right now. Yeah, so that's all in the Eldritch tab. So that's a pretty OP area. It's the end of the mod. The very end of the game is there. And what you're normally supposed to do to unlock the Eldritch tab is do a bunch of the forbidden research. You know, the research that gives you a little bit of, like, warp, is what they call it. And then this warp is basically supposed to accumulate, and then as it gets higher and higher and higher, I think your chance of unlocking the Eldritch tab automatically just increases. Like, that's what happens. It automatically unlocks, but you kind of need to have quite a lot of warp already. So that's like version A. What I would call the typical proper way to unlock it. Oh yeah, and you're eating tons of brains will kind of accelerate that. It'll give you more temporary warp, so yeah, that's a way to boost it. Now, Crimson Rites. So that's the book that is dropped by Crimson Cultists. Or Crimson Clerics, I believe. They've got a small chance to drop it. And when they drop it, you can right-click on it to get some, like, dark knowledge and stuff. And that dark knowledge is located inside of the Eldritch tab, so, yeah, in theory, Crimson Rites, it is a way to shortcut, basically. It's a shortcut to the Eldritch tab. And I know a lot of people on the server are kind of like, how do I get the Eldritch tab? And kind of the first response is, oh, you need to read the, you need to read the bad book or whatever, Crimson Rites. That's not the way that I would do it. I would prefer to do it the proper way, quote unquote. Even if it takes a little longer, it's a bit more in theme, in lore, with what the mod is going with, what the mod's going for. Because the whole point of the Eldritch tab, guys, the whole idea behind it is that you have gone insane. And your insane mind is making all these revelations about better ways to do things. And just using Crimson Rites to bypass that just feels wrong to me, personally. Yeah, that's kind of right. But the whole concept behind the Eldritch tab to me is that it should be treated as one whole, even though there are like parts of it that won't reveal themselves until the very end, when you get yourself a pearl. Oh, I hadn't any nodes in a while, have I, guys? Now, it's not to say that people who are on the server shouldn't read. Don't take my word for it in saying that you should or shouldn't read Crimson Rites based on what I'm saying. Play how you want. If you do want a shortcut and get the Eldritch tab early by reading Crimson Rites, because you know someone on the server who's already got it, be my guest, but at least from my perspective, my point of view is that you're missing out on, like, the point of Thaumcraft, I guess, is that you're researching, you're discovering things opening up. Like what just happened before. Surely there must be a way to stop these headaches, and apparently that is going to help us out later on. It's my personal opinion. I should actually go back and watch the YouTube video where I was talking about this in the TC4LP. I think I called the episode Eldritch Tab, where I sort of realized for the first time that there was this extra tab, because TC4 was basically completely spoiler-free. And there have been several minor changes, or kind of semi-major changes in TC5, like for example, Aura is back. I do not like that change. I do not like having to spend hours and hours of my time. Like, we're already here for an hour and a half, and we spend most of that doing aura management, Azanor. You didn't have to do this at all in TC4. I wish I had the old nodes, the old aura, than just the sheer lack of aura that was in TC4. But it's obviously what he wants for the mod, because it's been in before. It was in TC2. It was in TC3 to some extent, I think. I never played TC3. Oh, I'm full. Excuse me. And my nose is getting all nasally. I think it's just because I'm like way too hot or something. I'm gonna just unzip the sweatshirt. Oh yeah. So this is a lot of wood right now. I should probably put away this sugarcane as well. So they can just live in here. There's even more wood in here, holy crap. Just quicksilver thrown all over the place. Exactly, you can't just be as free with your nodage as I want to be, you know what I mean? Because the shock focus, 8 ire per cast. 8! Now I think the actual amount of aura that's supposed to be in a chunk is like a couple of hundred. Like, I believe it's supposed to be unhealthy to have more than about 1,000. About 1,000 is kind of the sweet spot number. Oh man, make a Portentia, that'd be so good. Portentia would be great. Come on, man. You know you want to. Just like any other resource, like, oh, now you have to be increasingly careful. Yes, so you've got to get the infrastructure. You have to set up an infrastructure like what we're doing right now. Like, if you want to do Thaumcraft properly and keep your base nice and happy and healthy, you need these pure nodes around. And you need several of them. Not just one. Just to clean off the flux, otherwise the taint will take over, and then you'll basically be forced to move, as several people have, I know, that I've spoken to on Discord and stuff. They have had to, literally, they've had to pack up and move because they didn't do the aura management. Like, the taint apocalypse occurred, and their house was partially destroyed. It's gonna happen. So that's a 40. What is this guy over here? He's an Ordo? Okay, he's a pretty small Ordo, but I've seen smaller. You have a suggestion? Well, go for it, bro. I should spread them out. Oh, well, they are spread out. You mean, like, spread out more? What I also need to start working on is totems. There's this whole totems thing now. The totems are, like, completely new to any version of Thaumcraft. I researched them ages and ages ago, and I said I'd work on them, but they take Alrum to use. Okay, 40. Okay, let's chop this tree down, and then I think what we'll do is put our silverwood saplings away. Then we'll head into the nether and we'll just do some wisp hunting, just to finish the stream off. A pure node in every chunk will clean up flux faster than one huge one. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm going to have several big ones. I originally went with the mentality that I can just basically just put down a bunch of small nodes, and then once they die off, just put down even more. Like, there's a pure one over here. That's a 16 petadetio. That's tiny. There's a Terra one up here. No, not you. That one was there normal. There's a 15 there. Yeah, and then we've got that one over there. Then there's this dude. Yeah, so I've got plenty dotted around. Alright, anyway. So I've got 38 saplings now. That's... I had 17, so that's like over double. 34? Yeah. So I've doubled the amount of saplings that I have. That's great. It is awesome, awesome. But yeah, having a bigger node, yeah. The idea with just keeping them around that size are two things. Just so that the nodes that I want to keep there, they are big enough. Like up there is the only air servicing node that I've got around here. And so I've got a vested interest in making sure that that air node is there. Like, there used to be an air node here. Before I grew a silverwood tree, it was a Petaditio. The Petaditio node was bigger than the air, and I just ate it. So that's my only air node around. So I do have a vested interest in protecting it, just to make sure that my air vis is maintained and healthy. So that's problem one. Problem two is that... Where is Enderman in the tree too, probably? You want that guy... The Enderman? No, the You want it bigger so that it doesn't get eaten. And you also just want it big so that it protects the chunk. Those are the two things that I wanted to say there. So that was my brain. Just gonna, you know... slowing down on that bit again, and even then it's doing that. It's like, you see what I mean about the conscious levels? I'm just multiple levels of thought. Like, that's it right there in action. Me talking, part of the brain having to make sense of what the hell's going on. The area where the ideas are coming from. Oh, hello. Pig party. Where is that dude? It's like he's up here or somewhere. Vertically. Yeah. Any wisps around? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to find any wisp by going all over the place, yeah. You have to sort of stay in one spot. Wisp hunting. Yeah, I heard it like a ghast get an eye on me. Heard that ghast scream. Where is he? She. I guess he's or she's. They have dangly parts, so one's inclined to think that they are of the male gender. Oh, now the fire alarm's going. Yeah. Come on, man. Get out of town. The Aurelia. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people, or at least a couple of people, talking about the Aurelia in the server chat. Very nice OP item. Although, what other good ways are there to obtain Ulrum in multiplayer apart from grinding? Not really. Now, I am personally happy with just like vanilla Thaumcraft, but I don't play it very quickly. And when you're playing by yourself, and you don't have to record for YouTube or whatever, you can do all the research in one day. You can build a lot of things in one day, because you're not having to scoop a particular item into a 15-20 minute video and give your thoughts and opinion on it. Like, you can just keep going. Whereas if you're watching the YouTube video, you have to wait 1.5 weeks between uploads. Sorry about that. I really do want to get into getting the uploads out, but I probably won't get an upload out tonight now that I live stream. I have live streamed. Maybe, maybe not, we'll see. It really is just dependent on the mood. That's a fire bat. Oh, snap. Okay, let's just wait around and heal up. I should probably be indoors, but whatever. Yeah, I just want to try and think and see if I can find any more levels of the brain. Because I think this is a really important, well, maybe not important, but kind of a cool discussion. It's kind of like the whole, when that, what was it, blue and black dress, white gold dress debacle came up. It's kind of like that, to me. Except it's a little bit more deep. Blowing up your nether border before forbidden magic is updated? Yeah, just out of curiosity, did anyone get white and gold on that? I mean, I got blue and black. I got blue and black, so my eyes are fine. Oh, wispy doodle doo. Yep. Uh-oh. Non-negotiable peace treaty. Didn't drop anything. That's weird. That's a looting sword too. I wish this guy dropped like multiple essences. That'd be really cool. If they drop multiple essences. Is that a Winkalum? Wow. I don't think I've got a Winkalum one. Try and collect them all. Oh yeah, there's this guy here. Like what? There's a pure aqua node in the nether. Now you see what I'm talking about, where it says, oh yeah, there's gonna be way more Ingis nodes in the nether because it's a fire biome. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it's in this dimension, so I can't take it out. I just don't think so. You got the white and gold. Oh man. My mum got white and gold when I showed it to her. Your eyes are defective. No, the science apparently is, your brain's trying to... I don't know, it's like... Nah, never mind, I'm not going to talk about it, it's too confusing. You can look that information up, it's on YouTube. Optical illusions and stuff. It's kind of very deep into how your brain processes information. Which is different, by the way. That's different from the way that you think. Like, there are several different ways to think, but like actually bearing witness to an optical illusion, I think that's pretty ubiquitous. Man, it's like triple fire bats in here. What? Is that a guy? No, just fire. Many fires. All the fire. I'm just trying to not fly as much because I'm noticing that the harness juice Not charging up as fast as I'd like, Azanor. He decreased the charge rate, but he increased the internal storage. I'm not sure what's the lesser of two evils there. Probably this. Probably this. Not everyone's eyes are defective, no. If you're wearing glasses, your eyes probably are defective. Just putting that out there. Venomous zombie pigman. Fun fact, if you can one-shot a zombie pigman, he won't anger his people. Sharpness 5 is not strong enough. You'd have to have strength 2 as well, I think, to one-shot. How your eyes made from the environment. I wouldn't say genes, I'm not sure. Because as I just said, you know, my mum saw a different colour to me. And I always wondered if I was that dress manufacturer and like you're realizing that your dress is blowing up on social media, is people seeing it as white and gold when it's just blue and black? Like surely you'd think, okay, I can make a bunch of money by making this dress in white and gold. Please don't land in fire. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Now we've got a couple of minutes left before the 2-hour mark, guys, so... let's see. How are we doing? Are there any lurkers hiding away? Yeah, Rathus has moved on. Yeah, I was thinking that, because, guys, when I stream, I do actually like kind of chatting to people. I do just like sort of sitting back and chillaxing with the peeps and talking about stuff and or whatever. And when I was streaming on YouTube, I mean, we were what? Sometimes we were peaking at something like 20 viewers or something, which was pretty good. Pretty good for a small channel like mine. But it just seems like since coming here to Twitch, which I prefer again. Is that normal bad? I think so. Yeah, it just seems that the viewership just hasn't been quite as high. And I think it really is just literally to do with the fact that it's on a different site. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I do want to differentiate my live streaming and my normal YouTube stuff on different sites. Like, I want people to associate Birdtross live streaming with Twitch. Or, you know, live streaming. And then YouTube videos with YouTube. Them wild black people. Oh, really? Black people saw black and blue? It's not as popular. It's popular in a different way. Hey, bigger man. Like, PewDiePie's got more subscribers than there probably are Twitch users. And that's the 2-hour mark right there. So we'll just finish off Disgust, and then I think we'll call it a day. But on Twitch, it's just games. Like, yeah. You come to Twitch to see live streams of video games. On YouTube, you can go and watch, like, literally anything. Even the things they say that you're not supposed to be able to watch there. You can watch that stuff on YouTube too. It's just not as common. Where the heck am I? Monsters Incorporated. Oh, there we go. Okay. Got lost for a sec. Sheer user count, yeah, like, YouTube is way bigger. Way bigger, man. Like, PewDiePie's got more subscribers than there probably are Twitch users. And that's the 2-hour mark right there. So we'll just finish off Disgust, and then I think we'll call it a day. Yeah, I think we've had some good discussions here today, guys. What do you think? What have you thought of today's stream? Doop. Some pretty good discussions. I feel like there's more to the brain thing. I just can't consciously think of them right now. But I've probably got a lot of the main areas. I think it was good. Just gonna chillin', just talking. I wouldn't say brain. I guess it is quote unquote brainy, but not intelligent conversation. It was good. So let's dump the gunpowder in here. That's a oh man, that's a full row again. Dang, son. 12 ghast tears. Can't complain about that. And amassing more of that Alrum. And Winklum is a new one that goes in that collection. I've got Desiderium, Vitrius, Primunio, and Winklum in now as well. Although I typically like to leave one of everything when I burn stuff down, so I won't burn those down. Yeah. I want to talk about various themes. So, teen pregnancy, huh? What's up with that? Wow. Alright guys, yeah, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you guys very much for sticking to the end. Next week we'll be back here. I'm not sure if we'll be in Thaumcraft. I typically decide on the day. We'll see. Yes, thank you for watching, Kirka. And I'll see you back here next week.